I still remember the day I realized my parents didn't want me anymore. Their faces blank, their eyes cold, as if I had become invisible overnight. And all I could think was, how did I become the child they wished I'd never had? My name is Emily Carter, and growing up in a small town in Ohio, life always felt like a performance where I was never the lead. As a child, I watched my older sister, Hannah, glide through life effortlessly, our parents praising every smile, every grade she got, while I shrank in the corner, learning to swallow my voice and hide my tears. I'd sit on the creaky wooden porch of our old house, staring at the golden sunset, imagining a world where they saw me, really saw me, and not just the mistakes I made trying to get their attention. Teen years were worse. Every party invitation I didn't get, every whispered conversation I wasn't part of, cut a little deeper, but I learned to survive by blending into the background, reading my sister's textbooks, and practicing my smile in the mirror until it felt fake even to me. By the time I turned 18, I had already left for college with nothing but a suitcase of doubts and a heart full of unspoken resentment. Yet I carried a secret hope that one day I could matter in someone's life. Life threw me curveballs. My first job was a nightmare. I was living paycheck to paycheck in a city I barely knew. But through it all, I kept checking in on Hannah, who had grown reckless, lost in a swirl of bad relationships and financial troubles. And then it happened. The phone call that changed everything. "Emily, I don't know what to do. I'm scared," she whispered, tears rattling the line. My parents had turned their back on me for years. But suddenly, my sister, my baby sister, was alone. And she had no one else. I packed my things, drove through the night, heart pounding, fear and anger clashing inside me. But I knew one thing. I wasn't going to let her fall. Arriving at her tiny apartment, I found her on the couch, crumpled and exhausted, a stack of unpaid bills scattered like autumn leaves around her. In that moment, I realized that the family who abandoned me had given me the hardest, yet most defining test of all, to step up when it mattered the most. I stayed for weeks, navigating late-night calls with debt collectors, fixing broken pipes, and comforting Hannah through breakdowns that mirrored my own childhood fears. Every night, I'd sit beside her, holding her hand, whispering that we'd get through this, because we were all we had. And slowly, things changed. Her laughter returned, the sparkle in her eyes came back, and I felt a sense of purpose I had never known. It wasn't easy. There were fights, moments where old scars surfaced, reminders of how little we were supported. But together, we built something stronger than the rejection we had endured. By the time I finally left her apartment to return to my own life, I realized that being the sister she could rely on, being the person my parents wouldn't, had given me a sense of self-worth no approval could ever match. If this story resonates with you, I'd love for you to hit like, subscribe, and share in the comments where you're watching from. Because no matter what family we're born into, sometimes we get to choose how we rise, how we fight, and how we protect the ones we love. Looking back now, I can say without hesitation, being abandoned wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of who I was meant to become. The sister who would never let her sibling face the world alone. And the woman who finally understood that strength isn't given. It's earned in the moments no one else is watching.